first stop here in Buenos Aires is the obelisk, a symbol of freedom. Here we are on the very busy throughway, Santa Fe, and this is an example of more of their very ornate architecture. This is the famous Theater Colón. Today I'm having an early dinner here at the Sidewalk Cafe, Negroni, and I'm going to have the Neapolitan breaded meat. Cafe Negroni, and I'm having Napolitana breaded meat right here for lunch today. I look forward to this beautiful outdoor cafe. I'm here with Victoria,
hi, and
Ricky,
and Lily.
Lily. There you go.
Hello.
Hi. That's the stadium where we will be rooting for San Lorenzo.
Yes. Yeah.
This is Ricky. He is the #1 fan.
Yeah.
And we're inside here at the stadium. This is quite an event. Oh, we're gonna go see them. We're gonna go rooting. This is one of the cornerstone buildings here in La Boca. This guy right there, he started the tango. This is Avida. And believe it or not, that is the Pope. We're going to continue our little tour around La Boca. And this is typical of the streets here in La Boca. Very colorful. And it's capped by a mural of Martinez, the liberator of Argentina. Very popular building, the cornerstone of this neighborhood, La Boca. During the day, a tourist attraction and very popular. Back in the day, people would just take the paints off the ships that was not used and just paint the buildings any old color that they had paint of. I'm here with Victoria, and we're going to explore one of the last stops on our tour today, Plaza de Mayo, followed by the cemetery. Plaza de Mayo. That white building in the background is the very first government building where the Argentinians started separating themselves from Spain. Now, since it's spring, you have these beautiful trees in front of the government building. That's the pyramid in the background, and way in the background is the presidential palace, affectionately called the Pink House. This is the Pyramid of Freedom, and that is the date of freedom. This is the presidential palace, affectionately known as the Pink House. And right up here, Vita sang her famous song, "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina," from that balcony. This building is not symmetrical, because back when it was originally built, this was a post office, and this side was just a government building. But now, this is where the president works. So it's the presidential office. And in front of the Pink House, they have this unusual memorial to people who died during the COVID era. right off of the Plaza de Mayo is this cathedral. And it has 12 columns, each one for an apostle. And up here is Joseph meeting his brother in Egypt.
No puede ser mi discípulo. El que no carga con su cruz y me sigue, no puede ser mi discípulo. ¿Quién de ustedes?
This is the oldest cafe in the city, Cafe Tortoni. So we're going to go inside and discover Cafe Tortoni. I'm about to enter into the most famous cemetery in Argentina, Cemetery Recoleta. This is where Eva Perón is buried, better known as Evita. We're inside Cemetery Recoleta. It was started in 1822. It was a public cemetery. 325,000 people are buried here. And it is still a currently active cemetery because about 15 to 20 people are buried here per month. And if you want to be buried here, it will cost you 400,000 American dollars to be buried in Cemetery Recoleta. I guess these mausoleums do fall apart. This cemetery started in 1822. And now we're gonna go see the #1 most popular mausoleum, Evita. Of course, there's a big long line. After the cemetery, I'm ready for some ice cream at Fredo. Argentina is famous for its ice cream, so I'm gonna have a chocolate classico. And beautiful setting here at Fredo with this nice outside cafe after you get your ice cream. And here it is, the chocolate classico. I can't wait to dig into this before it melts. No trip is complete to Buenos Aires without a tango show and dinner. And we're gonna go inside right now.
Tu cruenta poesía, solo acompañado de fantasmas que a ti, mis noches y mis días.
This is Flores Generica. It opens in the morning at 8 o'clock and the petals close in the evening at midnight. We're about to enter into the Iguaza Falls. The first one we're going to see is the Devil's Throat. We ordered a train to get to Devil's Throat. On the way to the falls, she practiced her English skills on me. We are now approaching Devil's Throat. 40% of the water at Iguaza Falls falls over Devil's Throat. Behind me is the throat of Devil's Throat. These are more than like 20 separate waterfalls. Today we are in the Brazilian side of the Iguaza Falls, and we're going to look at them as more of a comprehensive view of all the falls like at one time. After that, we're going to go to the airport, and off I go to Rio. We're on the Brazilian side this morning, and we're getting a panoramic view of the falls. There's the rainbow coming up, and it's just amazing view over here, and it's just incredible, this view. Next stop is that jetty down there for more close-up pictures of Devil's Throat. Here we are, deep in the horseshoe of Devil's Throat. We're going to go a little bit closer and examine it from this viewpoint on that platform there, and I'm going to get probably pretty wet. I've arrived at Rio on a sort of a cloudy day, but this is the Copacabana Beach that you can see from my hotel. Tomorrow, my tour guide, Solanzu, and I are going to go to Sugarloaf Mountain. I'm starting this morning overlooking Copacabana Beach on a nice day, and I'm having breakfast with an omelet, cereal, and fruit. Good morning from Copacabana Beach in Rio. We're going to start our morning by taking a little stroll on the beach before we go up Sugarloaf Mountain. Here's the hotel I'm staying at, overlooking Copacabana Beach. We're going to go up the mountain in just a few moments in a cable car. This is downtown Rio, and you have a beach here at downtown Rio. Guess what? You have another beach. And when the Portuguese first came over here, they thought this was a river, so that's why they call it Rio. But guess what's way on top of that hill over there? It's the Christ Redeemer, and that's where I'm going to go tomorrow. But today it's Sugarloaf, and off we go up the hill to Sugarloaf.
For 110 minutes, power cables are connected to...
Here we are on top of Sugarloaf Mountain. Lots of people taking pictures overlooking the bay. This is an old neighborhood in Rio, and there's all built in about the 1800s, but the city doesn't care about them. So these are still surviving, irregardless of the apathy of the city. Believe it or not, this is a church. It's the National Cathedral. It was originally started in 1964 and completed in 1976. And you can hear it right now. It's 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and you can hear the mass going inside. This is an aqueduct. This was built by the Portuguese, and today it's being used as a trolley of transportation for the Brazilians from one neighborhood to another. It's one of the most famous steps here in Rio. It was made by an artist over a 30-year period and 40,000 different tiles. And people are lining up to get pictures taken on the steps. These steps are very popular here in Rio. This is Ipanema Beach, which is perpendicular to Copacabana Beach. But as we all know, what's famous for Ipanema is the girl from Ipanema. Yes, this beach is where that man saw that girl and was inspired to write that tune. The beach is crowded today for two reasons. One, it is sunny and nice. It's been raining here for the past several days. And also, it's a Sunday. The water is sort of rough today, so I don't see many people swimming. There's this ledge here, and if you're not watching what you're doing, you're going to fall right off of this thing. And it looks like it's at least about 10 feet drop. We're going to take the train up to the Christ the Redeemer this morning. There's the train that goes up the hill to see the Christ the Redeemer. The concept of Christ Redeemer statue started in 1922 as a celebration of the anniversary of the 100 years of independence. In 1931, the statue was completed. We are on top of Christ the Redeemer, and way in the background over there is Sugarloaf Mountain. Now, we were there yesterday, and we're overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. Down there is Copacabana Beach, and over here is Ipanema Beach, where I was yesterday. And there's Solonzu, my guide, right there. A little known fact about the Christ Redeemer is that on the back side, on the base, is a little chapel. Just thousands of people everywhere. Since we took the first train, we're going to get out of here. Goodbye, Christ the Redeemer statue. It was a tremendous visit, and off we go to our next adventure. Starting off the meal with some tasty rolls here. Baked salmon on black rice with beans, parma ham, and broad beans and potatoes as I overlook Copacabana Beach. I'm on this big rock overlooking Ipanema Beach, which in itself overlooks the Atlantic Ocean, and we're all here waiting for the sunset. This guy sells beer out of those two tanks he's walking around with. He just pours it out. Everybody is applauding the gorgeous sunset as it fades over the horizon. That is Sugarloaf Mountain way in the background, and in the foreground is Copacabana Beach. It's absolutely mammoth. Beautiful sand, nice clean color, lots of people. Nice day, the waves are manageable. So people are swimming at Copacabana Beach. Interesting thing about Copacabana Beach is that it's like in two sections. The first section here, which is right off the sidewalk, is a long, endless network of volleyball courts. But way over here, where the umbrellas are, you'll find all the swimmers close to the water. Lots of skin here in Copacabana Beach. It's 4 meters long, and I have walked the whole thing today. It has been a great week here in South America. 3 days in Buenos Aires, 2 days in Iguaza Falls, and the last 3 days here in Rio de Janeiro. Just keep the joys of travel in your heart.